Yes.
What fucking gang is this, bro? They have like 8 white dudes, 1 black guy, and like 1 Mexican dude. Like,
I wrote in my notes and I said had to add the 1 black, and I looked at the wife and I was like, they only added the black guy so they didn't look like a bunch of skinheads.
I was literally about to say that, bro. I just think they were like, we can't do an Aryan Brotherhood. That's been done to death. So let's throw a couple minorities in there, and they're just a fucking inner city gang from fucking Minnesota, I guess. I don't know, but like.
With Cinema. Welcome back to War with Cinema. I'm your host, Greg, your local metalhead, and with me is
Par the Collector. What's up, everybody?
And this is one of those times you get double pick because I have something in the works, but Death Wish.
Death Sentence.
Death Sentence, yes, not Death Wish.
I would do the Death Wish remake, but you wouldn't like that.
Isn't this... There was a book that was a sequel to Death Wish that this movie's based on.
I don't understand that because there's like 5 Death Wishes with fucking Charles Bronson.
Yeah.
And then they have the remake with Bruce Willis that Eli Roth directed.
Right.
This could easily be that movie.
Mm-hmm.
This is, you want to talk about revenge movies? This is like right up there for me. This is probably in my top 5 revenge movies. Well, not even really. I mean, I guess it's revenge, but at the same time.
It's a revenge movie.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, he at one point in the movie, he's just trying to protect his family.
Yeah.
You know?
It's deeper than just a revenge movie.
Right.
Speaking of, this made me think of a movie. Remember that movie Green Room that we watched?
Yeah.
He did another one called Blue Ruin, and it reminds me a lot of this. It's a straight revenge movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. You should check it out. I might do it on the podcast one day, but it's not a comedy, so.
Right.
So this is an interesting movie because I always talk about back in the day, I worked at Walmart and I would buy whatever movie was out.
Mm.
Buddy I worked with, he's like, that Death Sentence movie, it's really good. So I picked it up. I watched it the one time and I really, really liked it. I've not gone back and watched it since.
I saw this movie the first time in high school. I actually saw it the week it was in theaters.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. I caught
and we
it.
looked at the box office. It didn't do so well.
No, Kevin Bacon. I mean, it's got a pretty good cast. You know,
it's pretty decent, yeah.
Not a ton of A-listers. You know, you got John Goodman.
I was going to say John Goodman, Kevin Bacon. That's about it, though.
He's got a very minute part, but he's gold when he's on screen.
Yeah. It's only 2 scenes, I think.
But it's fucking gold. Nah, it's 3.
Oh, okay.
Because the last one.
All right.
But we'll get into it. But yeah, John Goodman is fucking gold for the like 7 minutes he's got on screen time. Garrett Hedlund, I think is his name.
Hedlund, yeah.
Yeah, Garrett Hedlund. He is fantastic. He's in Friday Night Lights.
Was he
He's Jackie, baby?
Was he the main bad guy? The main...
Yes, he was the bald one.
Okay. I don't know him from anything.
I just said he's I mean, you probably didn't see Friday Night Lights.
I didn't see that.
But you did because 4 Brothers. He's Jackie.
Ah, okay.
And I just watched him on that new series with Sylvester Stallone, where he's like the mob guy, King of Tulsa King, and they send him out to fucking Oklahoma because the mob's like, you're fucking ancient. We have nothing for you in New York, so you can go out here in the middle of nowhere and just die. Mm-hmm. And he like goes out there, and Garrett Hedlund owns a bar on an Indian reservation, so the cops can't fuck with him. So of course Sylvester Stallone like makes best friends with him, and he's really good on there.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, this guy he was a really hot actor when he was younger.
Was he?
And then he kind of fizzled out a little bit as he got older. But if you look him up his IMDb, he's got some hits.
Interesting. But not only the cast, but the director, we both said it right before we hit record. We forgot the guy that did Saw. Yeah,
James Wan.
Yeah.
Of Aquaman.
I was going to say, I was doing that series, lesser known movies by popular directors. I feel like this fits in there.
Yes, yes, I would definitely say that. And it's a fucking hidden gem.
It is a hidden gem. Why?
James Wan's in his bag in this one.
I think so too. Well, if he's out of his horror bag and he's like doing something else, like a thriller.
Well, I was just about to say before I knew that he directed this, I only said he either does horror, he does superhero. Mm-hmm. You know, I didn't really think of anything in between.
Yeah.
But this just proves that like he's got another, you know.
He is a legit talented director.
Really
and this movie shows that.
I think honestly, other than like I haven't seen him do a comedy, like just a straight up comedy, but like I feel like he could do it, you know?
He won't do straight comedy. But I heard Megan is really good and it's a comedy. But he also did Malignant. And I want to do that this year because it's not a straight comedy, but it's a satire based on like old slasher films. And it's funny.
Right.
If you look at it as a comedy.
Right.
So that's kind of comedy
That
he
Megan
does.
movie looks like a whole nother level of fucking creepy.
Yeah.
I can't watch that shit.
People were like, it's really funny. I was like, well, it looks fucking terrifying.
Yeah. It makes me feel fear machines again. Like,
right.
since like I remember when I was in high school, iRobot came out,
Mm-hmm.
and I read the book, and the book's even creepier than the movie.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, like the machine didn't have no fucking soul other than Sonny,
Mm-hmm.
which but the book's way more like makes you feel like the machines will win.
Well, we're getting closer to it, and we're gonna find out soon enough. So interesting. Fun. Like I said, I bought the DVD. I
Right.
watched it once, and I still had it in my collection. So I was like, I'm gonna pop this in and watch it. My DVD player could not play this movie. I looked at it; it was so scratched
Oh yeah,
that it could not watch it, even though I watched it the one time.
you were using that bitch as a coaster for a couple of years.
So I was thinking about it. What I used to do is I would buy a movie and I would go over to my buddy's house and we would kind of like get fucked up and watch whatever movie it was. I think I left this one at his house because he's one of those people that puts the disc on his counter when he's done with it.
Fucking serial killer.
Serial killer, yeah. Well, I said that to the wife and she's like, yeah, I did that too. I was like, you guys are fucking insane.
I will yell at I will ground my children if they take something of mine out of the fucking player. Because my son, he'll play games on PS4 and shit.
Right.
But if I have a game or a movie in there, he knows to put that bitch back in the case. Because that's a good way to get
100%.
fucking grounded and not use my shit anymore.
Yes. I agree with that 100%. So I had to rent this to watch it, even though I had the fucking physical copy. I was very angry about that. I just had to share it on the podcast.
I'll keep it out. I'll keep an eye out there for it because, that's one of those movies I see a shit ton.
Do you?
Yeah, dude.
It is one of those movies I think people watch once and they were like, oh, it was really good, and then get rid of it.
It is super sad. I mean, honestly, like...
Yeah, it's not something you...
It's not like a
it's
fucking
not a
movie
family
you feel
fun
better
time.
afterwards, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it is really good. But, like, let's break into it a little bit.
Yeah, what is this movie even about?
Kevin Bacon is
He's a VP at some...
He's a VP at some... They don't really get into what his business, but he's like an office building.
Well, I think it's really smart because it plays into his character, like being a very successful, smart man. Businessman. Because if he was a dumb idiot, this wouldn't make sense. But the fact that he's such an intelligent guy makes what he does later, like, more believable because it's like, he is a smart guy.
Right. He's not a dumbass.
Right.
And his kids, they both play hockey, but his older son, Jordan, is a fantastic hockey player. And because he is kind of like this, and he's always like, he gets good grades, he's just a good kid. And their second son, he's talented.
Artistic.
He's artistic, but like he's not a sports kid, and like he's not. I don't know. So he just always feels like Kevin Bacon loves his older brother more.
They always do.
And so the movie starts off. With,
it is a great scene because it's just opening credits,
right?
But it like you take it through this whole family's life up until they're going off to college, and it's a really cool way to do it. Like you get attached to these characters in a very short amount of time,
right? Because it's like all home video style, which that's a James Wan staple right there. Like he kills that. But yeah, they're off, and of course he hits like the game-winning fucking shot, and he tells his dad that he doesn't know if he wants to play hockey in college. Like he thinks he wants to maybe do something different. And his dad's like, "What are you, crazy?" He's like, "You're a fantastic hockey player." Like, like he's like, "Well, Dad, like realistically, like, I'm not gonna go to the NHL. I'll probably get like semi-pro at best or something like that." He's like, "Well, yeah, I think you're cutting yourself short, son." But they're like having a conversation, but like, he wants to get something to drink or eat or whatever, so they pull off into this little.
No, they need to get
gas. That's right.
They did get harassed by the cars,
right? Yeah,
and then he realizes he's fucking out of gas, and then has to pull over, and then that's when he's like, "I'm gonna go get a slushie."
Right.
Yeah, and then the fucking.
Right, this
badass fucking cars. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's a bunch of old muscle cars.
Yeah, I think it's a Mustang and a Camaro.
Yeah, and they're he's outside getting the gas, and these fucking cars are just driving up and down the main street.
Yeah, with no lights.
Just all you hear is these bitches flying by. So Kevin Bacon goes inside to like get his son or whatever and pay for the gas, whatnot. And you can tell it's like not in a good part of town.
Oh yeah.
So sure enough, they're in there paying, and the muscle cars.
He's out there pumping gas, and then the cars pull up, and they go inside, rob the place, and he doesn't notice until like way too late when because they shoot the clerk, and they're like, "Kill this motherfucker."
Do it. Be a fucking man.
Right. And that's when Kevin Bacon looks and he sees this gun being pointed at his son, and he tries to like run in and gets hit by a fucking car, random car out of nowhere. There's nobody out at night except this one fucking car to inconvenience you.
And fuck, the other dude got hit too.
Yeah.
Didn't he machete his son?
Yeah, he macheted him.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He didn't shoot him. Yeah.
But they had the guns pointed at him.
Kid open, dude.
Yeah, he does.
Like almost chops him in fucking half. It's fucked up. So, but all of them are masked up.
Yeah.
But you could tell that it's in a gang initiation for the young guy or whatever. Well, they all go get in the cars, and he's like, "What about Joe?" He's like, "Fuck it, he's a man now." And they fucking pull off. So he goes out.
You're an expert in this. Is this how this really goes down?
No, none of this. None of this would go down.
This is not how it happens.
No, if they were gonna do it, you would pick either a rival gang member to try to get.
You wouldn't do like a rando, I guess.
Some people would maybe, but I don't think you would do it in a place where there's a chance that you get recorded or witnesses, stuff like that.
Yeah, that
like,
is a really bad
You know what
idea.
I mean? Like, the option is to like get away with it.
Right.
And then like them a whole like, all right, now you're a man, so we're just gonna fucking abandon you. Like,
yeah, I didn't understand that part.
No, that kind of. I think that was just his brother being a fucking asshole on top of it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, oh, how funny would it be when we get back to the bar and tell him we just left his ass.
Mm-hmm.
So he says, "Yeah, Joe's a man now. He can handle himself," and they pull off. So he runs out in the middle of this fucking busy ass highway / road or whatever. What the fuck? And then bam, his ass gets fucking whacked.
Yeah.
So
I have to say the effects are really good in this because that shot still looks
I thought
good.
he was dead.
Yeah.
I thought he was fucking dead.
I was like, well, that was fast.
But so Kevin Bacon's like catching all of this as he's like fucking passing out and shit. So of course because the kid that killed his son got fucked up too. They have him, and they have Kevin Bacon. So this is supposed to be like a fucking layup for a lawyer. You know, this guy's gonna get fucking life for killing my son,
right?
And I'm gonna go, and me and my family are just gonna have to live with knowing that this is out. But
right, can we just talk about that one part real quick? So he brings his son to the hospital. He's wheeling him in the back, and then his wife and his son come in, and you know he doesn't make it. But like that actress, I felt that like she did such a good job in that scene. Like I really felt like she just lost her son.
Well, he goes in the hospital too because he's fucked up.
Yeah,
and then like you know, I think like he wakes up and he's like, "Where's my fucking son?"
That's
like,
way later in the movie. That's
that's later.
Yeah.
My bad. But yeah, they he's like fucking Titty May, you know, and then that's when you find.
But
out
just her like screaming. Well, like it's muted, but you like see her screaming, and like I was like, "Fuck!" I feel like I lost a son. Shit. But
so
anyway,
it goes to it, and the fucking lawyer's like, "Look, you don't want this to fucking become one of those rich versus poor, underadvantaged inner city youth." You know, he's like, we can guarantee we can get him 5 years.
3 to 5 years,
3 to 5
guaranteed.
years, guaranteed.
But that's the thing I was thinking about too. Like, if somebody murdered somebody close to me, like somebody murdered my wife, and they're like, if you do this, we can get 3 to 5 years, like guaranteed. Like, would I take that? I mean, it would be guaranteed jail time, but I just don't feel like it's enough.
If it was one of my children, I don't want him to go to jail at all. I want him to be out.
You want to be the Kevin Bacon?
Yeah. Well, no, it's not gonna. I'm not gonna have to need a montage. Like it's gonna get done that day.
In the courtroom.
Yeah, I mean, this motherfucker's got to go.
Yeah.
Like probably his fucking next 3-4 to kin.
Right.
Like, some of this shit, I get it. Like I get it down to the science. You know
I'm not gonna lie. Like this is really morbid to think about, but let's say somebody does for. God, I don't want to put this in the fucking universe, but does that to you.
Right.
And you become like a mob boss. Like this creates the kingpin par.
Yeah.
And you rise to power just because you lost your kid.
I mean, honestly though, man, like once you take somebody's fucking their children from them.
Yeah.
Like what else do they have? Like you talk to any parent that's lost a kid.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't imagine. Like I don't have kids, but I have a wife, and to lose her would
those people are real life fucking superheroes. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, Greg, I don't think I could carry on.
No, I couldn't either.
You know what I mean?
It's a bond that's irreplaceable. Like I know people get close to their animals, but you can buy another dog. But like you can't replace.
You're in your fucking 30s, and your mother would kill 7 motherfuckers if that's what it took to keep you safe.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. So
yeah. So this is I was just gonna say I like this setup. It feels real.
Right.
This is what somebody really would do.
He's just like, what the fuck do you mean? Like I saw him kill my son. And he's like, you were injured. He's like, we don't know what you really saw. He's like, and their lawyer, this is my thing, bro. Like, this is supposed to be like, he's got money. His attorney is like badass. And this public fucking defender just fucking went out there and danced in the end zone on you. Like, this public defender is that fucking great that you just can't get more hard. Like, you would think a prosecutor just being cool with the judge would get this fucking guy 20 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the thing I don't get is like,
this is probably the most unbelievable part of the whole fucking movie.
I have to agree, because even if Kevin Bacon was like, I don't know what I saw, it was dark, they would still put this dude away just because the evidence is so stacked.
Right, because they found the fucking murder weapon on him, like when they fucking killed the kid.
No, they took it.
Oh, that's right.
When they drove away, they took it with it. That's what he said. He's like, we don't have a weapon. But even still, like, who else did it?
Right.
Like, that's the thing.
And of course, the fucking place was a shithole, so the cameras didn't work, and it was just like everything that could have went wrong to help him put this fucking guy away.
I agree, it's very convenient plot point, but that's not the point of this movie.
I was going to say, this is probably my only complaint.
I can let this shit go, like whatever.
So at first he's just like it's just eating at him. And that's what it would do to any parent. It just eats at him that my son is fucking dead and this piece of shit is still alive. Like, and he's getting a fucking slap because he doesn't end up getting 3 to 5. He
just let him go.
He gets like fucking a suspended sentence or some shit and like probation and all this stupid shit that he's got to go see and do and all that. But for killing somebody, he got a fucking deal of
slap
lifetime.
On the wrist. Yeah.
Right. So, for some reason, Kevin Bacon just can't, he just can't live with it. So like he's following this fucking guy and he follows this guy for like a whole day. He watches him go get laid, fucking celebrate with his brother and his friends. And, he goes upstairs, fucks a chick. And for whatever reason, like he saw him go into this room by himself. It's like a trash area / boiler room, I guess, something like that. And
I love that he does go home first though, and he's like looking through his random ass tools, and you see he has a machete, and it's like kind of like poetic or whatever. But he grabs this hunting knife, old rusted up hunting knife,
rusted ass fucking thing.
Which even if it doesn't kill him, the fucking hepatitis,
the tetanus will. Yeah. He's losing something,
right?
And I think this is what makes this fucking movie so good is just like the believability. Because like you feel that like the conflict in him because he wants to fucking avenge his son, but he's not that kind of guy. Like, but he's not that dude. He's not a murderer. He's not a fucking gangster. He's just a normal dad. Like,
right. And I think the movie does a good job at showing him like fumbling with shit. Like he doesn't really know what he's doing, but he knows like he has a goal. He's just not sure how to get there.
Right. Well, and I said all that to say that when he fucking sticks him, like, the shock on both of their face.
Right.
Like they both can't believe he did it.
Yeah.
He can't believe this old man had the fucking balls to get it done. And this old man didn't know that he had enough fucking hate in him to kill this fucking guy.
Right. Yeah, because it's still a shock. Even if that's what you went to do, you still did the thing.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like how many people have sat in the car but never got out.
Right.
Not only did he get out, but he did it. You know what I mean? And like I said, I just think it's a great scene to set up because the look on that kid, it's like he fucking dies thinking like, I can't believe this fucking dude killed me.
Yeah.
Like, because he like blows the fucking smoke in his face and everything. Like, what the fuck do you want, man?
Right.
Didn't even recognize him, bro.
At first, yeah.
I killed your fucking son, and that's how little you fucking mean to me, bro, that I don't even know who you are until he really sat there and was like, what the fuck? And then that's when he does it. So he fucking gets rid of the blade, all that good shit. The gang is in mourning, and that's when we get introduced to Garrett's character, which is Billy.
Yeah, I was gonna say Billy Darley.
Billy Darley. He's a bad motherfucker in this movie too, though.
I was thinking like he's like a low rent Vin Diesel or like Tom Hardy meets Vin Diesel.
You got to remember at the time he was a pretty boy. He was doing pretty boy roles. Friday Night Lights. He was a fucking fullback. Four Brothers. He was Jackie. You know, he was the sex appeal one or whatever.
Right.
And this was the first movie. I'm like, this. I didn't recognize him. Like the first. It took me half the movie before I was like, holy fuck, that's Garrett Hedlund.
Oh yeah.
Like I couldn't believe because I always had hair, and then he's got like a beard and he's bald. He's all these fucking tattoos and he's like wearing leather and shit. Like it was really out of his character at the time.
Yeah, he has a pretty boy. Look at that picture.
That's what I'm saying. So you know what I'm saying? Like for me,
he did do a good job. Like I really was like
him and the black dude that was like his right hand man. They were both fucking good.
I had a note on that.
I was just about to say, I said that was the only problem I had. This is like the second one. It's not even a problem. It's just kind of a nitpick.
Yes.
What fucking gang is this, bro? They have like 8 white dudes, 1 black guy, and like 1 Mexican dude. Like,
I wrote in my notes and I said had to add the 1 black. And I looked at the wife and I was like, they only added the black guy so they didn't look like a bunch of skinheads.
I was literally about to say that, bro. I just think they were like, we can't do an Aryan Brotherhood. That's been done to death. So let's throw a couple minorities in there, and they're just a fucking inner city gang from fucking Minnesota, I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
And he has to be a big part of the gang. He just can't be the sitting back guy. He's got to be like the brother.
Be a general. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I noticed that one last night, and it's the first time I've really thought about it. I was just like, damn, man. I was like, it whitewashed the fuck out of this gang. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm glad you said that too, because I was laughing once I noticed it.
But I mean, they all do a good job. They serve.
It's fine.
They serve their purpose. I'm just being a dumbass. You know what I'm saying? But like, that's why I said like we've been doing this so long that like little shit that I used to just not even pay attention to.
You start to notice, yeah.
Hey, and it's not like it ruins the movie or anything.
No, it's just funny, like because you see why they do certain things. Because if you take the black guy out, you're like, oh, it's fucking Aryan Brotherhood.
Right, these are skinheads that are selling meth.
Right,
you know
right.
What I mean? And they're even making meth, bro. That's the thing. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't noticed that. But anyway, so the gang's all
so
they're drinking away their sorrows.
Right, and they were trying to figure out who did this. The wife was kind of watching this with me, and she said this is kind of a stretch. I felt like it was kind of believable. What do you think? He was like,
so the guy that gets killed, Joe, the little brother that gets killed, he lived in an apartment building or like a housing project that I'm assuming that they all grew up in or whatever. It was their territory because one of the other gang members' sister lives in that same building, and she sees him, and it makes sense to me because he does look so out of place that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
somebody
she
in a
would
suit,
remember, like maybe not his name, obviously, but like she would know what the dude looked like.
Yeah.
So,
because it would be weird to see somebody in a suit in that side of town,
right? So the older brother puts it together like, so you're going to tell me that somebody that nobody knows came down here and fucking killed my little brother in our neighborhood. He goes, anytime we go up where we don't belong, they always pick us up, get us out of there. He goes, but they don't do shit when they come down here to score whores or drugs or whatever the fuck. And he puts the paper down because it's got,
Kevin Bacon. Yeah, because it's a big story because a VP's son got killed in a gang.
In a gang initiation.
Right. So you think this is pretty believable? Like,
I think it's believable.
Okay, I thought so too, but she said
it's more believable than the 3 to 5. And you know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah. So he's like, go get your fucking sister because she's the bartender.
Yeah. Or
like a waitress at the bar they're at. And he like points at this motherfucker's picture and he's like, go get your sister. Like, she'll know what he looked like. So that's how they find out. And this is one of the most fucked up scenes. He's at work and he's already paranoid as fuck that like the cops are going to catch him.
Oh yeah. He just killed somebody. It would fuck with anybody, no matter the intention.
Right. Because he's not a gangster. He's not about that lifestyle. Right. So he's trying to get on with his everyday life, but you could tell that he's like fucking frazzled to death.
Yeah.
And then this dude literally the right hand man just busts through security, gets on an elevator, rides that bitch up to the VP floor, gets out and yells this motherfucker's name like with such purpose.
Yeah.
Fucking just yelling this, just Nick Hume.
Hume.
Nick Hume. And then he fucking sees Kevin Bacon like in his office all
Yeah.
hiding and shit.
Right.
He's like, you took one of ours? He goes, you ain't got to worry about how your family's going to die or whatever like that. And then just like drops the fucking briefcase in his office or whatever. And then security like goes to grab him. He's like, get the fuck off me. And they do it. Like, he's about that life, you know. He gets back on. And of course, in the briefcase, he's got a picture of his family. And they're all got X's over their faces and shit. Like, they're going to kill your whole family.
Right.
Because you killed one of ours, we're going to take all yours.
Yeah, he's in the gang life now. Like, this is what it's about.
And she said, she goes, you literally just put a death sentence on your family.
Right.
And so he goes to the cop, and he's still not giving her everything. He's still not telling her, like, I fucking killed this guy. He's like, I guess this guy's just got a personal vendetta. He's just trying to kill my whole fucking family now.
Yeah.
Taking my son wasn't enough.
I was thinking that, too, whenever this was going on. It's like, what's going to be your excuse on why he's hunting you down?
Right.
Like, one of his brother gets killed by somebody, and they're not sure who. And now he's after you. Like, how did you think this was going to go?
Right. And that's pretty much what she's telling him.
Yeah.
She's like, I can't help you unless you're willing to be honest with me. And he's like,
right.
I'm being honest. So because they refuse to go into protective custody, you know, he's not willing to come clean. They put a cop outside their house, which, I mean, fuck, how many times have you seen this done in a movie?
It's a little cliche, like horror cliche, but
I was just thinking that, but like now that makes so much more sense knowing that James Wan did this fucking
right.
movie, bro. And I still think it's a badass part. Like, you just hear the horn going off, and the motherfucker pulls his fucking body off the horn. Like, I thought that was badass.
yeah,
I was just like, oh, these dudes don't give a fuck.
they give no fucks.
They're killing cops, bro. They don't give a shit. So yeah, these motherfuckers just straight up zero dark 30 this man and his fucking family. Kill the fucking cop outside, go in, fucking murder his wife, fucking shoot his son like a million times. And
That was a hard scene to watch too.
And then what's even more fucked up and more disrespectful, and I think that's kind of the point of it, is they fucking blew his family away. Like, they were dead before they hit the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Right? At least that's what I'm gathering they thought.
Right.
They just shot him in the fucking gut and left him there.
Yeah, to bleed out.
To bleed the fuck out and die, like, you know, not a buckwheat, but pretty close.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he wakes up in the fucking hospital and, like, your wife's dead. Your son is, like, almost
barely holding on. Yeah,
he's in a coma. He's going to be lucky if he's not a fucking vegetable type deal. And the cop's like, I'm sorry, like, this happened to you, you know, but you should have fucking told me the truth. I could have got your family out of there. I could have saved y'all. She's like, but now you wanted to take matters into your own hands, and look where it got you. You lost one kid, now you're fucking almost an orphan, or I don't know what it is. Somebody's whole family's dead or whatever.
Widower.
Well, it would have been a widower, but like his kids too, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know what you call a parent.
Well, when you're a
lost.
sibling, they call you an orphan. If both your parents died, they call you an orphan. But
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like your brothers and sisters.
I don't think
too.
they have a name for it.
Just alone.
Yeah, it's sad.
You're the last.
That's what it's called.
You're the last Ronin. That's what you are now. But yeah, so
Last Ronin. Sorry.
I just bought that. It's so good, dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
I bought Ronin, the
Frank Miller.
Robert De Niro.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
I haven't watched it.
We might do that.
Yeah.
I own it too. We might have to do that.
I've been wanting to watch it.
That in 15 minutes. I love 15 minutes.
What's 15 minutes?
Those are two very underrated De Niro picks.
I'm always down for some De Niro, so.
Anyways, so he checks himself out of the hospital.
No, he fucking breaks out of the window.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, because they know what he's done, so they're kind of holding him custody, waiting for him to get better so they can put him on trial. But he knows this, so he fucking hops out the window.
The cop even says that. She's like, the only reason you're not handcuffed to this fucking bed is because you've lost your whole family.
Yeah,
much.
right.
He's like, I think you've suffered enough kind of deal. Like, now you just got to fucking focus on getting yourself better and then helping your son who's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
if he lives type of deal. And then that's when he says he's lost all fucking faith, hope, fucking any kind of whatever.
Right. And this is where the true revenge movie begins.
He goes and, you know, like I said, he's fucking roughed up because he's been shot and all that. And
well, he goes to the bank and like takes all the money out of savings and just puts it in a bag.
College fund, and it's fucked up. Like the lady's like cashing in the kid's college fund, and he's just like, yeah, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Very chilling.
Yeah. The first thing he does is go to John Goodman, and this is by far the best scene, montage, whatever you want to call it. But before that, we didn't talk about some of the action scenes. Because there was a good action scene where they were hunting him down after he killed the brother. The parking lot scene, like in the garage.
Oh my god!
It was such a good scene.
That was after the office building.
Yeah,
they were like waited for him.
Right. Because I had a couple of notes. I said I love his use of camera and lenses.
Yeah.
Like he uses some fisheye lenses, but it works so well. Usually fisheye lenses. So fisheye lenses are the ones that are like make it look like a globe, like make it look. I don't know how to explain it, but you know it when you see it. Like
right.
The 90s used it a lot unnecessarily, but he uses it so well to just like play into the story and the action scenes because he is a horror director, but he's showing like I can do some action scenes.
But it
too.
does build a lot of tension.
Right.
Because like he's literally hiding under cars, fucking setting car alarms off, climbing from one floor to the other.
But I also put like the action isn't like it's not flashy action, it's like raw action. It's like it feels real. Yeah.
I forgot about that scene, but yeah,
it was so like gritty, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was really great, really well done.
Mm. Yeah,
but I just wanted to touch on that real quick because we skipped right over it.
But yeah, the first scene you're introduced to John Goodman is in between all that, and he's talking to his son Billy.
Yeah, because he brings him his rounds, and it's not enough money.
You think you're fucking running things? I give your fucking piece of shit crew a couple corners to push. You think you could do me? Or pretty much just like telling him he's nothing, like father of the fucking year, like you know what I mean? And he's like, "What are you gonna do about this guy that fucking killed Joe?" And he's like, "Lord knows I've been patient." Like that's like his go-to line in this, that, and bag full of guns.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it kind of sets up that like John Goodman is really the motherfucker in charge.
A lot of metal bands put like parts of like Bleeding Through did a lot with the Boondock Saints. I would love to take that line, go with God, bag full of guns, right before the fucking breakdown.
Lil Wayne does that.
Oh my god. He puts that in a song?
Yeah. It's part, I'm gonna go with God in a bag full of guns.
I see.
It goes pretty hard. One of his better bars.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great little soundbite. He's like, let me tell you what you just did. Because you look like you got a killing look about you. And he just keeps giving him all these fucking hollow points and fucking exploding cartridges. And he goes, well, that makes you a preferred customer.
Yeah.
And he goes and he opens up this fucking vault that's just got guns out the fucking ass. And he keeps pulling out, how many kind of problems you got? A big fucking thing. He gives him a fucking 50 cal, a double barrel, and all this shit.
Yeah.
And he pays him in all cash, obviously,
$5,000 for all the guns, even though he wanted 3,000.
And then he puts all of it in. He gives him a fucking army bag to carry it out in.
Right. He's like, I'm going to give you some accessories.
Just because I like you.
There's something about you. You got a killing thing about you.
And I like it. And,
it's pretty chilling because he knows why he's there.
Right. Well, I was just about to say, he follows it up. He goes, you looking for my son, Billy? He goes, well, then I would make you the man that killed my youngest Joe. And he cocks that motherfucking hammer back. He's like, dad to dad, you do what you got to do. Lord knows I've been patient.
Right.
Go with God. Bag full of guns. And then,
but don't you ask me where he's at.
Right.
Or I'm going to kill you.
Or I'll kill you right here.
Right.
But, and I mean, that's fair.
No, it's fair. 100%.
I mean, that's the street shit right there, dude. Because, like, hey, man, even though, I mean, that's another thing that I wouldn't be able to do as a father. I don't give a fuck what my son did. Like,
my son can kill your whole family.
For real,
I'm not going to give him up.
I'm not giving him up. Like, I get you coming after me, like all that shit, but like, I'm not giving you my son.
Right.
Like, you gotta earn that shit. It's like the Russian in fucking John Wick. Like, he knew his son was a fucking idiot. and knew he deserved to get killed, but he still fucking used all of his resources to protect him. Because that's what you do.
There was actually a deleted scene that I came across. It's John Goodman pulls up in his car while they're working a corner, and he just basically shit talks his son. He's like, "You're a piece of shit. You're fucking this up. Like, quit fucking up because you're making me look bad. You're making this shit a lot harder on me." And then he drives away. I'm kind of glad they cut it out because it didn't really add anything, but it does like put that pressure point on like his son is really pissing him off and fucking shit up for him.
Well, it's showing you that he's like over it.
Yeah.
Like over his fucking shit. But
right.
Like, you get that just from that little bit of interaction.
Exactly. So you don't need the extra scene. It just overdoes it. But I just, anytime I get more John Goodman, I'm happy.
Right. And the third scene kind of, it gets the job done. But anyway, so he goes home and it's a great montage. He's sawing the fucking shotgun down to where it's a sawed off, and he's pulling all the fucking IVs and shit staples out of his head or whatever. Because, I don't know, he had like a real fucking metal vibe look to him, dude. He fucking, his hair's cuts all fucked up because they had to shave half his head to like, you know, with his injuries and everything.
Yeah. But I love how he does like a hack job.
Yeah, like a half mohawk.
Yeah. Well, he didn't mean to, but
well, I'm saying I got like a real taxi driver vibe. Out of it,
yeah,
you
that's
know
true.
What I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he puts his son's jacket on, which I thought was cool, and then he just goes out here like fucking Rambo.
Yeah,
ready to fucking.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier. So he pulls out the learner's manual to all these fucking guns so he can learn how to use them.
Right.
But that's what I was saying earlier is making him a really smart VP is that he can learn other shit. He's a smart guy. And because if he was a dumb backwoods hick, like, and didn't know anything about guns, it wouldn't be as like believable that he picked all this up so quickly.
Well, I think that that's also what it showed by what happens to him after he kills the brother, because he thought that he could just tiptoe or like dip his foot in.
Yeah.
You could just do one fucking terrible thing, and then that's the end of it. But
they're right, it's all over. But
that's like he is at the point now. He's like, well, I got to be smarter than these dumb fucks because I'm gonna be fucking dead.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I think that he didn't give a shit at that point, but he wanted to make sure they were all gone first.
Yeah.
And it's fucking great because like he goes and he finds out where one of them lives, and he fucking pretty much interrogates this guy like hardcore as fuck. Did he like shoot his fucking hand off or something?
No.
Or is it his kneecap?
Yeah, I think it's his knee.
He shotguns this motherfucker's leg like completely, or like his fucking knee's gone.
Right.
And then of course that dude fucking gives up where they cook the meth and shit almost immediately.
Yeah.
But then again, a double barrel shotgun to your leg would do that.
I was gonna say I'd probably do the same thing.
Yeah, I'd give you whatever the fuck you want. You want my social? You want my name? You can have it. Like I don't need anything now.
Now you're supposed to die for
die for the gang, bro.
Yeah, die for the cause.
So, and it's also really cool little horror trick. Like I said, now watching it, now knowing that James Wan, like so much of this shit makes sense because, like, of course they're cooking meth in like an abandoned hospital or like a sane asylum or whatever the fuck it is, you know.
Well, first he went to the bar and the guy didn't speak English. He's like, no habla English, and he beats his ass, gives him money. Like, I love how he like shoves money in his face. Like, you're gonna tell me what the fuck I want to know.
He's like, or I could saw your motherfucking head off. I love that shit. He says it in Spanish too.
Yeah. But then he gives up the meth guy, and then he gives up so and so. But yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, it seemed I did too.
It's just letting you show that like Kevin Bacon's like
he gives no fucks.
Right. He's at the final form of fuck this. Let's do it. And then this is probably the greatest part of the movie, man, where he's just,
when he gets in the meth lab,
yeah, he's just running through these motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. Like, I love the one where like the guy's on the other wall, and he hears the dude fucking step, and he just drops down and blows this fucking dude's leg off. He just chops down like a tree, like his fucking boot and leg is up like this, and the rest of his body's on the fucking floor.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's all practical shit, like. But it's good action.
Well, we were talking about, we didn't actually say the budget. It was only $20 million to make this. It didn't make its money back because it only made like $10 million.
This is one of those movies that I might have just been before its time.
Yeah.
Or it just wasn't marketed right. I don't know.
But I don't know what it is because everyone that I've talk to that has seen this movie really, really enjoys it.
Yeah,
but not a lot of people have seen it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody I know that has seen it is just like, oh, fuck that movie, dude.
Yeah.
But they just don't know about it.
Like even rewatching it, because I only saw it the one time when it came out in 2007, whatever. I'm still like, this is such a good movie. Like it shows James Wan knows his fucking shit with a camera. He's a great director. He's a great action director. Like he's a talented fucking dude. And it's a simple story, but it's executed so well. Like, I mean, there's nitpicks we have here and there, but if you can let those go, like it's a fun fucking movie.
I was just about to say,
it's sad, but it's fun.
And they even do a good job. Like I was just about to say, I don't want to just completely, but Aisha Tyler, she does a great job of being like the concerned detective, because even she
did a really good job.
Even when she's like explaining to Kevin Bacon, like, this gang, they're not big, they don't have a lot of territory, they're constantly getting fucking shit from both sides of other gangs, like, so it's letting you know that like they're not big, but they're fucking tough, and they're fucking nasty, like they will fuck you up. Right. They will ruin your fucking life.
Yeah, they're just dogs off the leash.
It's pretty much what I think she even says it like that. Like, but yeah, so he goes through, and of course, the last one left is Billy.
Yeah,
and
I love that they just fucking exchange bullets, and
I think
that's when he gets his hand blown off. Yeah, that's what it was, because he shoots him in the elbow, his hand goes up, and then shoots his fingers off. I was like, oh, it's such a good shot.
And they have that great scene where they both just sit down next to each other on the fucking. It's the chaplain.
Yeah.
Of this hospital, whatever.
Abandoned.
Whatever building. Yeah, it's like the chaplain part. So there's all these pews, and like it looks like torn up Bibles and stuff on the ground. Like,
is that what it was? I was wondering what all that.
That's what I was getting.
I didn't think about that, but that makes sense.
But he's just like, you could just tell that like this is like where he was like up here hanging out. Like this was the money room or whatever. Because there's like a shitload of candles up on the stage.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know.
It is a really good shot, though, because you have the two guys from two different worlds. And he even says the line, he's like, look what I made you.
You look like one of us.
Yeah. And I don't know.
Kevin Bacon
pulls out the fucking hand cannon.
He gets hit in the neck, and he just kind of looks over at him, and he's like, you ready? And was just like...
But he does have like tears, like he knows what's coming. Like, but I like at first immediately I was like, because it cuts to Kevin Bacon walking out and they didn't show it. I was like, you bitches didn't show it, but I get it. Like, you know what happened,
right? Well, and you get the vibe off of Kevin Bacon, like he never thought that this was going to be where it ended. You know what I mean? Like. The totality of it, like he just looks like he's ready to die.
Yeah,
like, he's just so fucking worn out.
He's driven by fucking hate.
It's literally
and revenge,
and now it's done.
Yep.
Which, by the way, we skipped over it, but right before he goes to the meth lab, John Goodman pulls up to warn his son.
Oh yeah.
This guy just bought a fucking small army's worth of fucking guns for me, and he's looking for you. Like, if you get killed, this is going to fuck up my business. Like, what are you going to do? And he fucking gut shots his dad. I'm going to take the fucking car, Dad.
This is the part that I told you about. I was like, you've seen the little jigsaw painting or tag on the back of the wall, because he has to put little things that he's done. I don't mind it.
No. And it's he's
just like a little nod to his previous successes.
Tell your sister to call me. We miss having her around. You know, just let you know this dude's just a dog. You know what I mean? Yeah, but he blows away John Goodman and then steals his badass muscle car, and then he goes up for the final fight or whatever. But the ending of this movie is so bittersweet. You know, like you're glad the bad guys got it, but. When he goes to his house, all the cops are closing in on him because, you know,
he's just watching the home videos that were at the beginning of the movie.
He just dies on his fucking couch watching his TV, you know, watching his family. Oh, and you get to hear the doctors telling each other, like, the Hume boy just woke up.
Yeah.
You know,
so at least there's a little bit of...
Right, it's a little silver lining that at least the son lived.
But I was telling my wife, I was like, what a life you're going to have.
I was just about to say, that's even fucking sadder.
Yeah.
You imagine, like, hey, not only were you been shot and you know you're fucked up, and you're
Your
in the
whole
hospital,
family's dead.
everybody's gone now.
Yeah.
Your dad, your mom, you already knew about your brother, and that's even if he knows who the fuck he is when he wakes up,
Right.
because the longer you're in a coma, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's almost more sad because if you're dead, you don't have to worry about it, but you have to be alive living this the rest of your life, all this trauma and loss.
But I agree with Kevin though. Like I get it. Like it's better for your son to have nobody than to know that like your bitch ass father's alive only because I was too afraid to finish the job. You know what I mean? Like
I wonder if that's going to be told to him, like, you know, your dad died, but he got them all.
he was a fucking man.
Yeah.
He
was a soldier.
He took them all with him.
Right.
You know?
I hope somebody tells him that because that would make it better.
Right. Well, like your father, when your brother, like, you know, he was taken by grief, and it made him do things that nobody would have even thought was possible.
Yeah.
You know? Can you imagine if you worked with him? You know what I mean? Because all this shit takes place within a couple, weeks or whatever, after the trial and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, fucking, yeah, man, Nick from VP. Yeah, Nick VP. Yeah. The guy just fucking murdered an entire street gang, bro. Yeah, bro. Bled out on his fucking couch watching home movies. Like, I was just at that guy's house last week.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
What do you mean his whole family's dead?
What the fuck is going on over there? Did we just take a collection for a son who got murdered? Now they're all fucking dead? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just it's a super sad movie, but it's super good. Like,
it is such a good movie, and I think James Wan is a very talented man.
Yeah, man. I shout out to James Wan. Like, he is.
There's a reason he's
that guy.
He's that guy, yeah. Because I love Saw. I love the first Saw. I don't really care for any of the ones after that, but the first Saw is like the reason I love movies is shit like that.
If you haven't seen this movie, do yourself a favor. Go give it a watch.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it on the par scale, 1 to 10. I'm giving it an 8.5.
Yeah.
Like I said, couple lazy writing.
It's little nitpicks, but it's,
the overall arc is just solid.
Right. It doesn't take anything away from the movie. Like, this is one of those like fun ride movies. Like, you gotta let everything go and just kind of have fun with the movie. Just be on board with the movie and you'll have such a good time. It's a highly recommended. Like I said, this is one of those like lesser known movies by popular directors that needs to be.
Right.
Like you said, it's a diamond in the rough.
I'm gonna say I'm not gonna go out there and say I'm the biggest Kevin Bacon fan, but this is probably one of my favorite Kevin Bacon movies.
You know, the wife asked me, like, as I was watching it, she's like, "Oh, who's in the movie?" I was like, "Oh, it's Kevin Bacon." She's like, "Do you like Kevin Bacon?" I was like, that's a good question.
Right?
I don't hate Kevin Bacon.
Right. I mean, I'm
never mad.
He's in some fantastic movies.
Sleepers.
I mean, fucking Trimmers.
Yeah.
Footloose? Yeah, I mean, even though I'm not like a huge fan of Footloose, it's still a good movie.
Yeah, he's great. He does find that everything is.
The whole town had to dance, man. The love of dancing.
Flatliners, I just did recently.
I was just about to
not
say,
too long ago.
Flatliners is great.
Yeah. So,
I even like him as the villain in First Class, X-Men First Class.
Yeah,
I
true.
thought he did a great job
that.
playing Sebastian Shaw.
So yeah, he's a great actor. He does good. He shows up. He does his job. But
I thought he was hilarious in the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. I'm sure you probably didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it, no.
Yeah, but he's got a good little bit because like that's what you've seen Guardians.
Well, yeah.
Star-Lord like tells everybody like Kevin Bacon's like the superhero from Earth and shit. So of course he's like down during the holidays. So Drax and Mantis go kidnap Kevin Bacon for Peter. She's like, "We got you a present." And she's like, "You're gonna love it." She's like, "It's the hero Kevin Bacon." And he's like, "Where the fuck am I?" He's freaking the fuck out. Like, it's hilarious, dude.
That's pretty funny.
And it's really not long. It's like 30, 45 minutes.
Oh yeah.
It's a good it's cute. Got like good laughs. But yeah, so yeah, Kevin Bacon's one of those guys. Like, I'm not like a huge fan, but
I'm not mad.
Like, movies like this, it just like.
I mean, this one shows how great of an actor he is because he kills it in this movie, literally and figuratively.
I really like that show he had on Fox for a while.
What's that?
The one where he's like hunts serial killers, and The Following. You ever heard of it? That's really good. You should try to find that. I don't know where it's streaming, but watch that.
I feel like I heard about it, but forgot about it.
old boy. He's like a Russian dude. I forget his name. He's got dark hair, but he always plays like a fucking hitman or something.
He has dark hair.
But anyways, he's a serial killer that like is on death row, right? And he's got all these followers, and like he tells Kevin Bacon like he wants to see Kevin Bacon because Kevin Bacon caught him before he gets killed, and he's like, I just want to let you know that even if they kill me, he's like, I'll never die.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, my people will carry on my fucking legacy. So that's what the whole show is about, is people from his cult that are wearing masks that look like his face. And they're like reenacting his fucking murders and shit. And like Kevin Bacon was the only guy that could catch him.
Right.
So like now they got him on the tail of his cult people, like trying to like take down them, you know, before they fucking kill too many people or whatever.
Interesting. I might have to check it out.
It's a pretty good show.
We're done with Death Sentence.
Yeah.
You don't have anything else you want to say on it?
No, I just like
well, I figured that was a good segue into the conversation I wanted to have before we hit record, because you started talking about something.
Oh yes.
And I was like, let's save it for the podcast because I want to talk about it with you. I want to discuss it. He finally finished Ozark, which
it took me a while.
Took you so long, but I'm happy we're here. So spoilers for Ozark. Turn it off if you, because it's pretty much the rest of the podcast. We're going to talk about Ozark and the ending of it. So you weren't happy with it. I wasn't happy with it. But I want to know your thoughts and feelings, and you might have to refresh my memory on a couple of things.
It's one of those things that like I felt like I could have wrote a better ending for it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Honest.
Right. Things you would have changed, or
so
things that you didn't like that you would have changed.
So why give Rose everything just to take it from her?
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you.
She gets her record expunged. She gets the bell. She gets her house. You know, she gets everything.
Was the
she
underdog
wanted.
of the show.
Right. And
why
I just
did you
never
do that?
thought Marty would let it happen to her. You know what I mean?
She shouldn't have let it happen to her.
I mean, it was her fault.
I mean, I guess, but she's better than that. Like,
she killed a fucking cartel head like it was just gonna go away. Like, no, that shit don't stay hidden.
I get that, but in the spirit of the show,
yeah,
like I feel like that was her show. Ozark was like her show, her story,
her and Marty.
Yeah.
I thought old girl that plays Wendy, fantastic job. A woman.
Yeah, she did a really great job at making me hate her.
At eight different sides of crazy that I didn't even know were possible. Right. When Darlene has a fucking massive heart attack and this bitch sits down in the driveway to watch her have it.
Yeah.
Smiling. Like, I was just like, this woman should get a definite fucking
it's funny how
Emmy.
It shows how her and Marty like really deserve each other because they're both fucking different. Crazy. They're crazy in their own way.
It did such a good job of building, simmering up. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking this last episode, man, it's going to be fucking crazy. Like, I was watching it today, and I got about 20 minutes into the last episode, and I was at the vet in the waiting room and shit. And
you were watching it in the waiting room?
Yeah, because there wasn't nobody else in there but like me and the kids and shit. So like,
people that watch TV shows on their phone at random places in public, like, shout out to y'all because I won't do it.
I don't normally like do shit like that.
Oh, so
like,
you were like just...
I was just fucking killing time, you know what I mean? And then, but like I said, the kids were fucking running and all this, and then these dogs just started barking. I know. I was like, all right, well, obviously I'm not meant to finish this.
Well, there was a girl at work. Every lunch break, she would watch a show. She would watch an episode of a show that she was watching.
Well, when I first got to the place I'm at now, you know, before I started, like, you know how you always get like a little group of people or whatever. Yeah. But when I'd eat lunch by myself, I'd put my headphones in and would listen. I would watch an episode I downloaded or whatever. I
can't do that. There was a guy that trained me at the previous warehouse I was at, and there was a time between like 1 o'clock and when we left that there was nothing for us to do. So he would go in the back and watch TV shows like on his phone. Like that was just his thing. It's just crazy to me that people just watch these full-blown TV shows on their phone. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing out on life. Like,
I will say this. I don't deal with movies just because I don't know why.
It's a different experience. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I have to be locked in for that.
Yeah.
But if it's like, especially if it's like a comedy or just like a sitcom or something, there's no ongoing plot for the most part that I like. Oh my god, how'd that happen? I did miss that or whatever.
Right.
But
anyway.
But yeah, TV, it's a little bit easier for me to detach and go back.
That makes sense.
So
you're watching the show while you're doing it at the vet.
Like I said, I was so happy with certain things, man. I was glad Darlene got it. I was sad Wyatt got it though, but I knew that he was going to die because he wouldn't leave her.
Yeah, he. It was sad, but I get it.
They don't ever really explain what happened to the fucking baby though, because the cut like when Ruth finds him and then takes the baby and then like riding around with this fucking baby, she takes it to that lady in the wheelchair.
Yeah,
which I guess is her aunt. She's always talking about her mom and shit. So, she's like, "Yeah, you're wanted for murder, and I can't have a stolen baby with me. So, you gotta take this fucking baby." But then after that, you're like, never hear about the kid again. Like, they just give him back to social services, or like, who kept that kid?
Right. I wish you would have told me you were watching it because I would have rewatched the last episode, have more of a fresh memory on it. But the one that stuck out with me was Ruth.
So, yeah, man, they set up the cartel boss, which was cool. I wanted to see him get it.
Yeah.
Because every time I would start to kind of root for him, because I thought he was going to do the right thing and let Marty and them go.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like every time they did what he wanted, he was like, all right, well, fuck you. Now you got to do this.
Well, he is a cartel boss, so I kind of get that.
Yeah, but like you just got the feeling like eventually he was going to do the right thing just because of that fact.
Right.
Like, especially when he got locked up and he was in fucking America in prison. And he's like, they're like, look, we're going to get you off the DNR list. We're going to get you shipped back to Mexico. We already got your escape planned out. And he was all good. He was gracious. It was all Gucci, man. And then when his sister got brought into the picture, he automatically turned on him again, like they were fucking employees. Like he was talking to them like, hey, I fucking need y'all to come through. I know I fucked y'all over.
Right, but wasn't she like trying to kill him so she could take over the family
she
business?
Thought he killed her son.
Yeah.
Which I hated him. I'm so glad Ruth blasted his ass.
He was annoying.
Even though I knew that was going to be her downfall.
Yeah.
Like I just felt it. But
at the same time, she like her character wouldn't let that go.
No,
I completely get it.
Like I said, it's the same thing with the movie we just talked about. That I get, the grief and the hate.
Right. It's like, I don't care what happens to me at this point. I need to do this.
But yeah, she and just the way she was feeling guilty about taking Darlene and Wyatt's money and how she got it and all that. Like you could just tell like she knew shit was going too good. You know what I mean? And then you feel bad for 3. That poor fucking kid didn't do nothing wrong.
Right.
Anybody, and now he's the richest orphan in fucking all of Ozarks. Like, but I honestly, bro, how I would have wrote this, I swear to God, I thought Marty was going to have to kill Wendy.
Yeah.
Because she just wasn't going to let go of control of anything.
Yeah, she was a control freak. I wanted them both to go.
I liked Marty. I felt bad for Marty. Like, I felt like the whole show, this poor guy, like, he's moving mountains for monsters, and, like, he just wants to do math. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he just wants to fucking launder money. Like, he's good at it. That's all he wants to do. He doesn't want to hurt anybody. He doesn't want to kill anybody. He just wants to do his job and go home 9 to 5.
Yeah, but his wife does show how much of a monster she is. So
and that's probably one of the best shows, like other than Breaking Bad, where it just shows a character go from point A to look at what they turned into by point Z, dude. She literally went from businesswoman, housewife to fucking ruthless
cartel leader,
boss, like just the boss bitch, and like. Shout out to her because I forget her name, but she is a fantastic actress.
Yes, she is.
And like you said, you get to the point where you fucking hate Wendy.
Mm-hmm.
Like y'all could have got out of this shit 3 different times if it wasn't for this bitch.
Right.
Like she's driving
she's
driving you off
power
the fucking
hungry
cliff, and you need to get the fuck off, man.
Right.
And like you feel bad for the kids because even the kids see it like, Dad, what the fuck are we doing here, man? This bitch has lost it.
Right.
We got to go.
Yeah. But the main thing is when Ruth. Like, I would not have killed off Ruth. I would have let her live her life. Like, I just don't feel...
If they would have killed all the birds, as long as Ruth lived, I would have been all right with it.
Right, same.
As much as I hate that, because like I said, the kids, they were good characters. Like you could tell that they were just trying to they're just trying to survive it.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, I mean, I guess they got away with it. But like, what's the moral?
Yeah, white privilege.
Right? Like, I guess this family can't be fucking defeated.
Yeah.
They are them motherfuckers. Like, oh boy, Jonah just fucking takes a deep breath and blows that fucking detective away, dog. Just like he did.
If you work hard enough, you can get away with it.
I mean,
that's the moral of the story.
You know, like I said, man, just so many seasons of like them having to get through the obstacles and them having to do this and fucking take care of that. And like, just to wrap it up so kind of like, meh.
Yeah, exactly.
I say other than Sopranos, I don't think I've ever been more let down by an episode, by like a final episode, man.
Yeah. What's the thing is like, it's such a good like show. Like I would watch it up into the last episode and then turn it off and make up your own ending.
But honestly, man, I got to say, like them killing Ruth was still better than where I thought it was headed. Because
where'd you think it was going to go?
Because before it's like they were just tying it up like a fucking, like
oh,
it was the last
yeah,
episode of Seinfeld, man. Like y'all are going to go back to Chicago and live your fucking happy life.
That would have made me mad.
For, right? Ruth's gonna be a rich motherfucker owning a casino, and the cartel's just gonna be doing cartel things.
Yeah, everyone's happy in the end.
And the FBI got to fuck over 16 drug lords, so like they're happy. Like I was just like, wow, they're really gonna wrap this shit up like Happy Days. Like, and then the next thing you know, it's like fucking. And then I was like, at least they threw a wrench in it somewhere. Was it to the one character I did not want it to happen to? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I was just saying, after 4 seasons of fucking Masterpiece. You really fucking shit in our cereal with that one.
Yeah,
guys.
I think so too. It dropped the ball with that one.
Netflix, when people say you drop it at the end, I'm starting to believe them.
Yeah,
you know
like, do you like Ozark? 99% of it. 99.9.
All but the last 15 minutes of that.
Right. But otherwise, it's such a good show.
It's a flawless show.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, man, I just wanted to let you know, like, I was disappointed.
Okay. I just making sure we're on the same page on that. That's why.
It's weird because, like, thinking back on it, like, I'm not a detective. You know what I mean? But when my wife got tired of waiting on me too, she finished it. And then you finished it. And when I asked you, when I looked at you, when you were like, because that's how you told me, you were like, I finished Ozark. And I'm like, oh yeah? And I like had this excited, like, are you excited about it? I was like, no, obviously don't give me spoilers, but you were just like, yeah, I finished it.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that's not good. And then I asked my wife, she's like, I finished Ozark. I got tired of waiting on you. And I was just like, oh, was it crazy? Was it as fucking crazy as I think it was? And she's just like, you just watch it. Like
everyone's giving you fucking.
And even Steve-O, which I mean, Steve-O don't normally give like tons of explanation about anything, true, yeah. But even he kind of had that like look on, like that Steve-O look, like I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
So it didn't give me great hope, but I was just hoping that it was so fucking like heartbreaking that's why y'all felt that way, not just fucking gave up. Like,
well, that's the thing is like. If you liked the ending, I'd be like, great, I'm glad you're happy, but I'm not happy.
Greggles, what pissed me off the most is Jason Bateman directed the final episode.
Did he really?
He did. You son of a bitch. You fucking did this to me after 5 years of waiting.
I thought we were
this?
Friends.
Right? Like, I love Jason Bateman, but you know what? If I see him, I'm going to have to call him out on his shit.
Right.
Yo, Jay, what's up with that bullshit, bro?
What's up with Ozark?
You fucked us.
Why'd you do this to us?
You fucked us on that one, bud.
He is a comedian. He probably made a joke out of the whole thing.
Yeah, you better go make Horrible Bosses 3 for me, dude. You owe me. Go get Charlie and them. Go make that bitch. But yeah, it was a letdown. It was a letdown.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest, but it still wasn't as bad as Game of Thrones.
Or fucking Sopranos, bro. Because those shows were fucking 10s all the way up until then. Well, I mean,
but I don't think they...
I've heard people say that whole last season of Game of Thrones let them down.
Yeah, 100%. I only got through it just because I wanted to finish it. Like, that last season is absolute dog water.
I don't know if you've seen it or not, but now everybody's talking about that House of Dragon is fucking great, though.
Yeah, we've been meaning to get on it, but we have so many shows.
I think it's only like 8, bro. You can literally catch up in a weekend.
I know, but my shit, we're off all week.
I like dragons. Why not? That's what I need to buy, bro. Dragonheart. I can't find that bitch in the wild at all.
You can find the like 5.
I'll take the fold back. You know, I don't give a shit about
it's at Walmart then. Because I see it all the time. And I'm like, I want Dragonheart, but I don't want the other 4 movies that come with it.
Yeah, I don't know if I want all 5 of them on one. I'm not
But
paying
yes.
$5 for a movie, dude. Not for a movie.
It's a brand new movie
that.
that nobody has put their drink on and used it as a coaster.
Bro, they had steel books at Walmart for $10. I was gonna buy us both one.
For what? What movie?
I was gonna buy myself Clueless, but the corner of that bitch had been flattened.
Yeah.
And then I was gonna get you Friday the 13th, but it had a massive fucking scratch down the middle of it.
Yeah, it's the character.
I didn't honestly, and then I didn't know if you had it. Because I was like, I know he's not a ton of horror movies, but
I think I was about to buy it, and
But-
then I picked up something else. I think I got Heathers instead.
the front of it was so fucking beautiful.
Have you seen Heathers?
With Christian Slater?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Ah.
I think I've like heard about it, but I never like saw it.
I just watched it like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Really surprised at how much I liked it. Might have to do it because I'm doing comedies.
I bought a terrible fucking B movie the other day on Blu-ray for $1 that like I think you would probably like if you haven't seen it. It's got Kevin Smith playing the mayor of this movie,
Okay.
like in this town. It's called Another Wolf Cop. It's not even the first movie in the series. It's the sequel. And the fucking cover of it is a dude in a wolf costume and a fucking policeman's uniform with a fucking Uzi. With like the fucking cop glasses and everything. And he's like growling.
Kevin Smith is in this?
Kevin Smith is the mayor of this town.
That does sound pretty...
Straight to fucking DVD movie, dude. And I was
Yeah.
like, they actually spent money at turning this bitch into a Blu-ray. But like, it could have one of those cult followings, you know what I'm saying?
Speaking of, so I have a couple of movies in the pipeline that I'm going to give you. You're going to be very upset with me, but we're going to get through this together, Nick. But I asked Victor, because we're going to be getting together and doing a movie soon for the Transcendent Cinema. But I asked him for some suggestions for some comedies, and he didn't hold back.
Comedies.
Comedies, yeah.
Comedies.
Right.
Not the bullshit y'all do. Comedies.
Yeah, they're comedies. They make us laugh.
They make y'all laugh.
Yeah, they make us laugh. He even put an asterisk. Nick will hate you if you make him watch this movie.
That's just, thanks, Victor. Thought we were friends, dog. Appreciate you.
So we got some, but first, I got to get through this one.
Y'all should just keep that bullshit with y'all.
No.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Listen, I've been way too easy on you lately.
y'all
I've been
like
giving
shitty
you
movies. He likes shitty movies. Y'all just do it together. Like, it's y'all's thing. It's your passion project. And then this is the bread and butter. This is where we do the business.
Yeah, and ever since Christmas, I've been so easy on you. You've been like skating by with these like movies you don't have a problem with.
I mean, I haven't seen them though. So, I mean, it's not a bad thing. Well, I mean, I've seen some of them.
Yeah. But I just feel you've been way
It's
too
okay. It's okay to watch good movies, Greg. You don't have to feel bad about it.
No,
That's the point of this podcast. I don't want you to feel bad about liking good movies or saying like, "Damn, Nick, you picked a
I'm just
winner."
saying we haven't ventured off into
You want to go back to war.
Yeah.
That's what you want to do.
I
You
missed
wanna
the
go back-
war with cinema
You want
part
to be
of
at war with cinema again. You don't want to just be with cinema.
Right.
All right, man. Well, I'm just saying, if you bust a shot off, bro, don't be mad when you get one back. You might be watching another Wolf Cop. I'm just saying, like
We have this weekend picked out, but the one after that, it's called Pink Flamingos. I'm gonna buy it.
never heard of it.
Yeah, I know. Same guy that did Crybaby,
Oh God.
the original Hairspray.
Oh Jesus.
John Walter.
It's a fucking musical, Greg.
John.
You don't
No,
know
he's not. It's
musicals.
not a musical.
All right, man.
John Waters. So
Well, I guess
I'm excited to dig back in this bag of war.
I was gonna say, fucking peace talks are over. You know, I guess it's just gonna be shots fired over here.
Right. But before we get to all that craziness, the reason you had 2 picks in a row
But
is this Sunday, we're going to go watch Cocaine Bear. And then we're going to come and talk about it just because it looks so ridiculous. And like you said, I love these B movies, but it's a B movie that got a bunch of money for some reason. And they are
it's got
promoting
actual actors in it.
and they're promoting the shit out of this. Like they also have marketing money.
You know what's insane, bro? You know who directed that movie?
Who?
Elizabeth Banks.
Ah,
Like, how nuts is that?
I'm actually kind of more excited to see that
I
because
watched her do the interview for it, and she was just like, "We had a fucking blast making this movie."
I believe it. And it just looks off the wall ridiculous. And I
She
just
said-
think it would be great
She
to.
said, "I really hope y'all have a good time watching it," because she
Yeah.
goes, "We had a great time filming it."
Because like I've been doing comedies, and this isn't your normal comedy, but it's nice to see a comedy back in fucking theaters again.
I will shout out to these motherfuckers who made the trailers for this movie.
Yeah.
Because it's a
You
movie.
love the trailers.
I would say it's a movie on paper that I would have no fucking want or need to see. And just through the sheer brilliance of the editing and the music choice, they did White Lines by Grandmaster Flash. And it is so fucking good, dude. I could just watch the trailer all day. Hiya, baby. Hiya. He's chasing a fucking ambulance down for one, which is fucking crazy. And then you hear the driver, what the fuck is this bear on? And then he jumps, and don't ever come down, free base. And then it ends, and I'm just like, I'm gonna go see this movie.
Yeah.
I'm fucking hyped to see this movie. I don't know why I am.
Right. Same.
I feel like I just got a Ray Lewis speech before the game. Like, I'm fucking ready to run through a wall, even though if I don't understand why. But I'm just ready, dude.
I'm excited to see comedies in the theater again. I figured it would be a fun episode for us to do. We don't usually do like newer movies, but fuck it, why not?
Right. This
Cocaine
is worth,
Bear.
This is worth busting that rule.
Yeah.
For this one.
So next week or later this week, I guess.
Yeah, a couple days to be
to be continued. Cocaine Bear.
Later, y'all.
Until then.